we have Megistus support, which is interesting because like Megistus has already received support in the OCG that has been somewhat relevant, not as like a pure Megistus deck. I think they're not playing that, but they're playing like, what is it, the Chorozo in some decks already. So like and then yeah, there's like Megistus the Spoon or something. Yeah. We have Gift of Megistus Crowley. Level 4 Dark Spellcaster effect monster. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is added to your hand, except by drawing it, you can special summon it. Oh, wow. What a cool effect. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can fusion summon a Megistus or invoked fusion monster from your extra deck, using monsters from your hand or field as material. If this face-up card is used as fusion material, it can be treated as Alistair the Invoker? Okay, I thought this was Megistus support. I guess Megistus and Invoked are connected. It's just some lore thing. I don't know. If this card is added to your hand, okay, now I guess this begs the question, how many ways to search Megistus cards are there? So like, how is there Spoon just adds it? Okay, what was Spoon again? Give me a second. Megistus Spoon. Spoon, the Seal of Megistus. You can discard this card, add a Megistus from your deck to your hand. Okay. Banish this card from your grave, equip it with the Megistus from your action deck. Okay. So this makes Spoon like a special summon extender now. And you can fusion summon with it. The Link one also searches it. Okay. So yeah, okay. This seems like a good card then, if they can easily search it. And yeah, okay. Then we have Zoroa, the Megistus Verethrania. Level 8 Fire Spellcaster. Materials, a Megistus monster plus a Fusion, Synchro, Exceed, or Link. You can only use the first and second of this card's name each once per turn. Target an effect monster your opponent controls or in your graveyard. Your opponent controls or in your graveyard. Equip that monster to this card. When a monster effect is activated, you can send a face-up Megistus monster card you control to the graveyard, negate that effect, and you can destroy a card your opponent controls. Okay. Hold up. I'm not sure how easy you can just make this, but this seems very powerful, right? This is in some ways even better than negate and destroy. Because I see you guys are arguing about this. This is not a negate that also destroys the card, but it is a negate that also destroys a different card, right? Like if your opponent has a monster on the field and then they activate another monster's effect, you can like negate that effect, but then choose to destroy a different card if you want to. You can even destroy non-monsters with it. You can only negate monsters, but you can destroy any card. So it's like Varudras basically. And that is honestly, I feel like Varudras turned out to be more powerful than an Omni Negate, in my opinion. Like I thought like, just to put this into perspective, I thought it was so frustrating at YCS Lille when I played Labyrinth into Yubel that like when you would try to force the Varudras with a trap card, it would not only negate the trap card, it would also destroy another one of your back rows. And this card is kind of the same thing. The only thing that is more fair about this is that it's a monster negate and not an Omni. So like, dangerous card design. Vera Magic, Lacrima of Light. This card is always treated as a Megistus and Witchcrafter card. Activate one of these effects. You can only use one per turn. If you control a Megistus or Witchcrafter, send a Spellcaster monster or a spell from your deck to the graveyard. When your opponent activates a card or effect, special summon a Megistus or Witchcrafter monster from your hand or deck. Okay, so a Foolish Burial as a quick effect for spellcasters or any spell card. That has to be useful. There has to be good targets for this, right? Like, whether it's in the Megistus archetype itself or in the Witchcrafter archetype itself, even just like generically, This is like a combination of Foolish Burial and Foolish Burial Goods, but like exclusively for Magistas or Witchcrafter decks. And then if there's ever a point where you don't want to do that, you can also use the second effect, right? Like the second effect is really, really good going second as well, right? But like, because going first, you can use it as an extender if your opponent ashes you or veilers you or something. But going second, when you're playing into a board, you will almost always be able to use the second effect of this card, right? Like you start playing into their board, they use their effects, and then you just go chain, special Magistas or Witchcrafter from hand or deck. Very powerful. You know what? This card, I love the design on this card. Unironically, I love the design of this card in some ways, because I've been talking about this for a while now, that I would like to have cards in the game more often that have just like a solid basic effect, which in the case of this card is if you control a Magistas or Witchcrafter, send a spellcaster or a spell from your deck to the graveyard, right? Like that's the effect that you can always use in your Magistas deck. And then it has a more powerful effect when your opponent, like when you're going second basically, or when your opponent hand traps you, which I'm not so happy about the fact that it makes you play through hand traps, but I think going second, this card is pretty cool, right? The fact that you get that this card basically is a guaranteed extender when you're going second. Yeah, I think this card is well designed. I think this card is cool. This card seems fun. And then we have Magia Magic Thorhammer. Normal spell card, always treated as a Magistas or Endymion card. Okay, so this is tying Magistas into a whole bunch of different archetypes, which I'm not entirely sure how connected they all were already. Maybe they already are. I wasn't aware that Magistas was part of all of these lores already, but maybe it was. Send one other face-up Magistas card you control to the graveyard, or remove 2 spell counters from your field to activate one of these effects, but you can only use each effect once per turn. Special a spellcaster from your hand, face up extra deck or graveyard, or banish one other card on the field. Okay, as a normal spell card, this does not feel very good. I'm gonna be honest with you. As a quick play spell card, maybe we would be talking. Like as a quick play spell, this could be something where I can use it on my turn 1 as an extender, and if I don't need it, I can set it and it's a disruption. That would have been pretty good. As a normal spell, it does not convince me. It is a non-target banish, which is not bad, but I am not convinced that this is good enough. Maybe because of like being searchable, if it is easily searchable, maybe a one of. But I am not sure about this card as a normal spell card in general. Oh yeah. Okay, that is the Magistas support. Overall, unironically, I think Magistas, like these cards are solid, and I mean the Spoon is already a solid card, and then there's this other one. Hold up. There's also this guy, which I have no idea when we're gonna get it. It was a Wii Jump promo, but it's a very popular card in the OCG at the moment because it's like a contact fusion. It kind of works like Necroquip Princess, but instead of sending an equipped fiend monster, you send a fusion Synchro Exceed or Link and a spellcaster monster card. So you can like use the equips in the Magistas deck to contact fuse the Chorozo. And so it's just like a free level 4 extender sometimes, depending on how it goes. Oh yeah.